Welcome to today's video. Today is day 2 of working with difficult colors, namely the Dior Denim palette. I mentioned in the first video, blues I love, they don't love me. So the first video we did the gold and the turquoise, and I think I brought in a little bit of this one for the second look. Today we're going with the darker colors, and I thought I would give a try doing what the model does online. So I'll show you a picture there. This is the Dior advertising campaign, or it's certainly what is on their website. And this is Bella Hadid. And when I look very closely, I mentioned in the other video that, they were using that gold color to go in between the blue at the end of the eye. That way it wasn't just blue all the way around, and that helps to break up the darkness. However, I should note that my hood falls down over. So where the lower lash line, the upper lash line meet right here, there's a fold of skin. So it's going to be a little bit difficult for me, but I still want to try it. Just because we're super hooded doesn't mean we can't have a little bit of fun, and we're never going to know unless we give it a try. I did do a trial run of this a couple of days ago, and I really liked the look. I went about it differently than I usually do though. I pulled my lid when I was applying it, and it applied like a dream. These powders do apply like a dream, but that helps so much. So today's going to be a little bit different than I usually do. So scooch up. I think I'm going to do this live. I'm not sure how much I'm going to edit out because I really want to show you what's going on, or I might speed things up just to make it a little bit faster. When I did the trial run, I was in the living room and I used this little magnifying mirror that I used to use for plucking my eyebrows. I don't have to pluck my eyebrows anymore, but I found that this worked for me, and what I'm probably going to do is move you in a little bit closer. There's nothing on my lid at all. For the inside of the lid, it's very hard to tell what colors she used, I believe, or the makeup artist used. It was these two. This one looks darker, but I think there's more sheen in this one. I'm just going to swatch these again so we can kind of try to ascertain which colors were which. See, there's more reflection on this one, even though the tone is darker. So I'm kind of do a mishmash of both. And I'm taking, this is the Sonia G mini blender, and pulling the lid. It pretty much blends itself. Other eye. Wiping that brush off, I'm going to be using this brush almost exclusively for a while. And now I'm going to go in with that navy color. I really want to make sure when I'm doing something this dark that I don't pull out, because that will pull down. So I have to keep in mind when I am pulling my lid taut, when I let it go, the placement's going to be quite different. And makeup remover or concealer may be required in the end, but I'm going to do my best. So this is the point where I don't want to go further out. And just a light touch with this. And then I'm going to bring it in a little bit. And again, because of the shape of my eye, I kind of do an inverted V. So this is the top of the V, the middle of the V, and the other top, but it's an uneven V, because if I pull out too much close to the lash line, it's going to pull everything down. And I'm taking that to about the center of the iris. And there, I didn't get it too far, and now I'm going to wipe the brush off again and just do a little bit of blending. With the other look, I used a little bit of brown to ground everything, and it's certainly an option here, but these fade so nicely when you blend them, it may not be needed. Just want to get that dark color a little bit up here to help the hood a bit. Other side. All right, this side definitely looks larger than this side. So I'm going to pull this out a little bit. And blend this a little bit. In order to get these two eyes even, I'm going to employ a smaller brush. I find that when you are hooded, the smaller brushes are so incredibly handy. I don't really have a lot of smaller brushes. I wish I did, and I was thinking of buying some on the Refer website. Okay, with the eyes relaxed, I can see I like this line here, but this line here I don't like as much, so I'm going to clean that up. But right now, I just want to get this situation kind of matched up. And this is where that V, that inverted V is that I was telling you about. That's why I do it. So when the eye is relaxed, there's not a lot of color on this side of the fold. And it kind of lifts everything up. So we're getting closer. I do want to continue to blend. So that was the navy color, and now I'm going to go in with this kind of teal. And there you go. And the teal they used at the lash line. So I'm going in with this, another Sonia G brush. And again, when you're using your hands to pull, just make sure everything is clean. And I'm just going to look like it was on the lash line, like yay. I'm going to pretty much do the entire lash line. I'm going to go back in with a Q-tip and clean up inside because I'm going to go in with that lighter turquoise blue. Going in with a turquoise. Just because it's a little bit lighter. And I think that little bit adds a little bit of brightness. Now, I am going to do liquid liner. This is not something I normally do. And she has a beautiful wing. It's not like the wing that you see on YouTube all the time where it's kind of squared off. This is just a beautiful, lovely wing. I can't do that. But I am going to do a liner. And this is from Maybelline. I think this is the one that I used. And it is not a brush. It's not hair. I forget what it's called. Again, going to pull everything taut and go very slow. This isn't too liquidy, so I don't have to worry about a bunch coming out at one time. And try to do a very, very thin line right next to the lashes. And for me, it's just kind of just laying it down sideways like this. And there, it doesn't make a big difference on me, but it looked beautiful on her. Now for the gold, they use the gold on the lower inner brim. I'm going to start with this one. Make everything a little taut. Now that blue is beginning to migrate, so I'm going to have to fix that up because I don't want that to migrate. They actually got that gold color right at the very center. Now this is where they pulled that color through and it separates the blue that's underneath the lashes. So I'm just going to do something rough with my eyes totally relaxed. I'm probably going to have to do another take on this. They definitely used some color under the eye, but I can't tell which color it was. Both of these colors, the darker colors, are going to emphasize any darkness you have under your eyes, so it kind of doesn't matter. I think I'm just going to do the green. Now they laid this down in an unusual way as well. It didn't follow the eye necessarily. It was a little bit more straight. I'm going to do my best. So right here, it was a little bit further down and then was straight from there. And they didn't take it to the end, because that gold is going to go through like that. And now I'm just going to take my time blending it out a little bit. And now I'm going to go in with the gold. They went in with the gold right underneath that. I think they blended it out with the gold. And again, hit this area. So basically, the gold's going to be right here on me because of my hood. On someone else, it could be a line just like that. I'm really beginning to like this. I'm going to do the other side and I'll be right back. Now, I'm kind of assessing the situation and I feel like I have the separation on this eye pretty nicely. On this eye, not as much. I felt like the blue blended in a little bit too much, so I took a Q-tip and now I'm going in with a little bit of concealer. I'm just going to lay it down on my finger and take this same brush. If you have another small brush, you could do something clean. And clean this up here. So the brightness and the differentiation is more obvious, and I think that is it. You can wait for this to dry, but because this is a pretty yellow concealer, I don't think I need to. And in fact, it seems to already be mixing with the gold. I think that's going to be it with the eyes. So from here, let me just show you what's going on with the eyes closed and the eyes opened. I think it's about as close as I can be being hooded. I'm just going to fill out my brows and finish up my face, and I might do a little blending. And that's it. I did a little bit of blush, a little bit of lip. It started looking a little pinky, so I added a little peach to it. And for the blush, I also went peach with this beautiful Surratt color, which I will write down below. This one right here. Hi guys, it's a couple of hours later and I have taken my footage, put it in my computer. I have started to edit, and I put the ad picture from the Dior website of Bella Hadid in there, and I thought, you know, I went too high. My shadow itself was too much like a wing, which is a nice look, but it's not the look that the makeup artist got there. So I took 3 blending brushes and a Q-tip, and I tried to take some away, and I think the look that I ended up getting is a little bit more smoky because I couldn't pull it down as much as I wanted to. When I say pull it down, pull this color down, I did use a cream powder up here, but it just wasn't pigmented enough. So it's a little smokier. I think I like it a little bit better, so I wanted to show you. And I think if you aren't quite as hooded as I am, you could probably end up doing it like the makeup artist did on Bella. But this is what I did, and I just wanted to come back and show you another variation on this theme. And now back to the video. And that's it, you guys. So this is the look inspired by the campaign that Dior used. And, you know, the model's much, much younger than me and had a professional makeup artist, and I think mine might look a little more hard, but I think I got the basic idea, and I think the key to remember is using that gold to kind of make sure it's not all blue all the time. It is a little bit hard to keep that from migrating, but when I took off some of this under the eye, the darker blue, I think that really helped just to open everything up. And yes, is it something you can wear at night? Absolutely. Is it something you can wear during the day? No. Is it possible to wear a dark navy color on your eyes during the day? I think so, yes. But I think it probably shouldn't have sheen to it. I think it should be a matte. Something we might consider. But there you have it, you guys. So a little bit of technique of how to work with a hooded lid, and of course more on this beautiful, beautiful palette that I do not regret having, even though I may not use it a lot. And that's it. Thank you so much for spending a few minutes with me. I hope it was helpful to you, and I hope you come back again. Until we meet again, be safe, be smart, and I'm wishing you good health.